Good morning, everyone. Here are the Sanibel Island updates as of October 5th, 2022, Day 7 of Hurricane Recovery. Governor DeSantis and DOT are estimating that the Causeway Bridge will be repaired by the end of October. This is just a temporary repair. Bridge use will be restricted to residents and repair crews. After the temporary repairs are done, they will continue with permanent repairs. The Mayor Holly Smith spent the morning with Governor DeSantis, walking around and viewing all of the damage on the island. She was very happy with her meeting with DeSantis and his willingness to listen and help every way possible. She actually spent the whole day with him, touring Pine Island, seeing the devastation on Fort Myers Beach, and she actually got to meet with President Biden. President Biden and Governor DeSantis held a press conference together. It's actually very interesting and informative. If you Google it, I'm sure it is somewhere on YouTube. For utilities, the water company and the waste management company has repairs underway and will be fixed soon. The main problem is electricity. Most of the electric poles are down. Most of the electric boxes have water damage and have to be replaced. Parts are on order. More electric trucks are en route to the island, but there is limited barge access. There is no estimated timeline on when electric will be restored. I personally like that the city manager doesn't give estimated timelines on anything. As he has pointed out, this is an unprecedented event and things are constantly changing. They are working as hard as they can to get the island infrastructure restored as soon as possible. Temporary cell phone towers were placed on the island today. This is great news for anyone who has security issues on the island. They can call the police department on their cell phone. The police chief encourages anyone to call if they see something suspicious. If you are on the island working on your house and you see someone wandering around, you have every right to ask to see the hurricane pass. If they say they don't have to show it, call the police department. Be prepared to show your hurricane pass at all times. Clarification on the Sanibel re-entry guidelines. The boat ramps at Punta Rasa and Port Comfort are not available for launch. Individuals will be turned away. They had issues this morning of residents trying to use the ramps, even though it has been mentioned numerous times that those ramps are currently being controlled by emergency services and are only to be used by emergency services. The Sanibel boat ramp and Ding Darling Tarpon Bay Explorers ramp are not available for landing and debarking. Individuals will be turned away. Remember, the Sanibel boat ramp is for emergency services and the Ding Darling is owned by federal government and they are not allowing it for public use. Update on private transportation. The Facebook page Captiva Storm Ready has a list of boat captains that are willing to take residents to the island. Again, the name is Captiva Storm Ready. This is a great resource page for residents of Sanibel and Captiva. They had a long post today explaining the U.S. Corps of Engineers Blue Roof Program. This is where if you have like a huge hole in your roof, they will come in and tarp it up. It's very detailed. If that's something you need, go to that Facebook page. The city manager was happy to report there were no injuries today. Today is the first day residents were allowed to return to the island. He doesn't have an exact number of how many visited, but he knows a bunch did. The checkpoints were busy. Residents without boats are still pressing the issue of the city providing transportation for them. It is in the works, but apparently not quick enough for some residents. If you are that impatient, rent a boat, in my opinion. The mayor pointed out when Charlie hit, they weren't allowed back on the island for 7 days, and that was with a working bridge. There is no working bridge right now, and people are back on the island day 7. That is quite an achievement. The city manager had to remind everyone again, do not operate your personal motor vehicle on the island. If you are lucky and your car wasn't ruined by the hurricane, you are not allowed to drive it around the island yet. It is a safety issue. Basically, the island is one big construction zone. Billy from Billy's Rental is offering the use of all of his bikes that haven't been ruined by the hurricane. Grab a bike. Don't worry about locking it up. Don't worry about returning it. Leave it near wherever your boat dock is. Eventually, once the island has some semblance of order, he will drive around and retrieve all his bikes. That was incredibly generous of him. When the island reopens, I am definitely going to give him my business. It was refreshing to hear someone who actually understood the mayor and the city manager are doing the best they can. I have been watching news feeds 24/7 about this hurricane. I see a lot of positivity, but I also see a lot of negativity. A lot of residents with unrealistic expectations. Recovery takes time. There is no magic wand to wave to fix this island in one day. On to property damage. Bailey's General Store owner reported severe damage to the store. They do plan on rebuilding. Westwind Inn and Twin Waters Resort has reported minimal damage. The owner posted today that they will have rooms available for Sanibel and Captiva Beach Resort management when the city council allows residents and business owners to reside on the island. Again, this will not happen until all utilities are restored. MySanibel.com has a list of access properties online. It currently doesn't have pictures, but the IT department is going to go around and take pictures to add to that list. This is to help residents who are in a different state. This is also an effort to preserve history, this life-changing historic experience. They will only be taking pictures from the outside. Remember, city employees are not entering any private residence unless there is someone that needs to be rescued. Security and the safety of everyone's personal property is a big concern. That is why the hurricane passes are important. The checkpoints are important. They don't want thieves sneaking in, posing as insurance adjusters, contractors, etc. Don't be offended when someone asks for your ID. I was going to give a summary of damaged buildings, but the info is so vast and would take forever to summarize. The list online is viewable to the public, so if you are interested, check it out at mysanibel.com. They also have taken some pictures under the hurricane info, so if you want to see current pictures, go there. I will talk about damaged buildings when the owners release that info publicly. Thanks for listening.